Yo, what's going on? This is your man Ryan Righteous, and this is the Independent Artist Spotlight. Y'all, I'm excited. I got the ladies in full effect in the building. Been wanting to talk to them a while. They had the new album out, The Book of Life 3. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how this album release party went down, and then all the wonderful things they're doing with their nonprofit, and how they are just being lamps and lights of the Lord. You're in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's get into it. Ladies in full effect, how are you guys?
I'm doing mighty fine, sir.
First of all, thank you so much. Let me give you your flowers because you guys have just been a staple to the community, to the city, and ushering in the love, the spirit, and the power of the Lord through your ministry. So thank you so much for what you guys do. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing for the Christian hip hop scene in Atlanta. I was at the Kingdom Nightlife Awards when you all performed and took the stage and just killed it. How have you guys been doing since the new album's come out?
Oh man, it's been amazing. What's that? Been a little bit over a week now. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I can't even. I've been. You know what? Peace has been kind of the looming feeling. I would say like just a lot of peace just in my heart, in my mind, and just a level of peace that I don't even notice. You know that I've had before. So I'm grateful for that part.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, for me, it's just I've just been basking in the glory. I mean, because I'm one of those people that I call myself the epitome of walk by faith and order my steps. You know, and so I'm just looking at the steps he's ordering me.
Yes, absolutely.
Just looking at it, and sometimes I just, you get home, you have your special seat in the house, and I'm sitting there like, God, this is what you have for me all these years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How did the name come about? The Ladies of Full Effect.
Ladies, okay, so I'm gonna let her share that one because
Okay,
it's a long story, but she gonna make it short. I promise.
yes, so it's life, the ladies in full effect, and actually it's from my childhood.
Okay.
Back in the day when everybody had like music groups and dance groups and everything, and we were a part of a dance group in my 6th grade year.
Okay.
And it was a young lady. Her name actually happens to be Tiffany as well.
Okay.
She was from New York, and she was this really different child. We're from this, in the South, and she's from New York, and we come down doing this dance group, and she's like, we call it Life. Ladies in Full Effect. So we became Ladies in Full Effect then. So now, of course, that was many years ago. Now we fast forward in the outreach. It started with our little sister who we just decided to spend some time with. It was like, invite some of your friends. They would love to, ask questions and, do activities with us. And next thing you know, we had 30 little girls in our mom's 2-bedroom apartment. And we were like, we have to call this thing
We
something.
needed a name. Yeah.
And I was like, well, we're talking about life, so ladies in full effect, because we were young ladies as well. And I was like, it's ladies in full effect. It was like God had already chosen the name all those years prior, but he just had different plans for it.
Wow. So where did the inspiration for you all to do music come from?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think that's a backstory too, because when it comes to like music professionally or music like where you're a recording artist, that didn't really fully come into fruition until around 2018. And by then we were 10, 15 years already into the outreach ministry. But we had music as part of the ministry. So we would invite other artists. We would do little fun, little raps and stuff like that. Just kind of chance to kind of get, because we were working a lot with kids. So you got to have something with kids to keep them kind of focused.
Attention, right.
Yeah. And so we've always had it there, kind of bits and pieces. But then something just dropped in our spirit in 2018. And we both had 2 different encounters that eventually we realized needed to be joined together. Tiff Life used to say, we're not rap artists, because they kind of thought we were, because the way we flow anyway, being that we're sisters, we kind of have a flow. And she used to always go, we're not rappers, but I guess the Lord had another plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the inspiration for that, I think, was just being growing up. We were in the choir, different things like that, loving music and loving the Lord, and really just allowing the Lord to expand our gifts and our talents.
Okay. Who were some early influences on the music?
Wow. Well, we wanted. I think our first influence was the Hawkins family.
Oh,
Hawkins
Yeah.
family.
So,
yes.
and the reason why we mentioned them is because there was a period of time in our lives when we were little girls. We lived in California,
Oh,
in Oakland, California, and they have a church called Love Center.
okay.
And Love Center was our first church that we remember attending, and we were in the choir.
Okay.
And so I would say that they are definitely like a big staple, the gospel arena. And then our home church here in Georgia, Beulah Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
Once again, these are, by the end, we were teenagers. We're in the choir there, and the pastor, his name is Reverend Black. He sings. So we were surrounded,
churches.
you know,
Surrounded
by
by
musical churches, instruments. We love instruments. We love
Yeah.
just the sound of voices coming together.
Not to mention our mom. She's our matriarch. She's the one she raised us up in the way that we should go, and we never departed from it.
There you go. There
And
you
she
go.
was one to sing around the house.
Okay.
And she was also like on Sunday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
It was when it's time to wake up. There's no alarm clock. There's no Tiffany and Tangi. It's time to get up. It's none
Mm-hmm.
of that. She would turn the Hawkins family music on, and the type of music that they produced was scriptural. So we would wake up to things like, "There's a war going on, and if you want to win, you better make sure that you have Jesus deep down within." You know, and it turned into scripture. So we learned a lot of scripture through song and through the Hawkins family. So it was just like it was inevitable that our music was going to be in the Christian hip hop area.
Well, I was gonna say, you're probably wondering, like, well, how did we gravitate that from the music, to singing, to the rapping part? You know?
Yeah. Now, how did you do that?
Now, those influences didn't necessarily come from gospel music.
I was gonna say it was.
That came from just regular,
Yeah.
Like I would just say, I know my influences was more so like, I would say like the old school, like crunk style of music, just kind of getting hype,
Yeah.
like, and just like really just kind of bringing the atmosphere, just, throwing in bowls,
Okay. So there was a time in y'all's childhood where you all did come back to Atlanta. Sounds
Yes.
like, because you all are talking about my music now, and I'm born and raised in Atlanta, so
Hey.
that's my
Yeah,
my music.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
finished out like high school and stuff here.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Well, we moved here my 5th grade year.
Okay.
So we were in California for maybe 5 years, long enough to change our accents because we were born in the South. I was
Okay.
born in Columbus, Georgia. She was born in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
And our mom moved us to California. I was probably like 4 years old, and then moved us back here about 5. It was long enough to
A
go
lot of
through
little twists
elementary
and turns.
schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
some
The
twisted
cultural influences too,
Yeah.
I would say.
and nothing bad. We can tell why God did that. I mean, because we had deep accents when we moved out there, and we came back and our accents have completely turned around. Like we were
Yeah.
really Valley girl when we came back here, and they were like, "Why do you talk like that?" And we're like, "Why do you talk like that?" And then so our accents have now kind of merged with both. But God had a plan that we were
It's
going to
a
be
beautiful
talking
sound.
to people now.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sound.
Well, I need you to talk to my people now. They need to understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So you had enough of the West Coast to know that's not where you wanted to live, right? Like go back to.
We missed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
it was childhood.
But
as
it was
well.
childhood
Yeah.
missing.
So
yeah.
as an adult, I have no desire to live on the West Coast now.
Okay.
And we haven't visited since then. as
Yeah,
well, so.
yeah. I'll tell you, the South is different because
Yeah.
when you think about like when you're in kindergarten or, that's your first memory of school, and you're in a classroom, and it's just culturally different. And then you come to the South, I guess, in
Yeah.
like 4th or 5th grade, and you're placed amongst. There was some segregation still going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to desegregate, and this
Oh,
is
yeah.
what, the early 90s. So you didn't have that type of,
No.
Yeah.
interaction in out on the West Coast. So it was a little different culturally.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than her, so I might remember a little bit more there. Yes, it was different culturally, but it was very diverse.
Yeah.
And I mean that's how it's always been known on the West Coast, and then up north it's always been very diverse. But what's interesting, I went to an elementary school that was predominantly Chinese. And so even now I can count to 10 in Mandarin, and I mean that's all I retained from that. But it was interesting there, and then to come here, believe it or not, we grew up in Stone Mountain.
Okay.
And it was very diverse. It was, we lived in a community that there were all races. And I mean, all of them, from Indians, Asians, Hispanics, white, black, everybody was there. And that was around 1989. And my first day on the bus in 7th grade, all of the other cultures were gone, and it was black all of a sudden. So we went from a diverse elementary school, my first day in middle school, where all of us should have gone to, it was, I would say, 95% black all of a sudden.
Rezoning.
Yeah. And that was our first time being in such a culture where it was just us.
Wow.
It was very interesting.
So take me to 2005. Take me there.
Wow.
When everything began.
20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where where we started the youth group.
Okay.
Just kind of, I feel like it was just one of those, it wasn't anything that we pre-planned. We didn't sit down and be like, we want a nonprofit. I didn't even think in those terms. We just we were coming back from, I guess, a part of our lives where we needed to kind of reestablish ourselves. Like, I finished college and back in where we were staying near our mother and our younger sister, and we wanted to pour into our younger sister. And we wanted it to be kind of like a sister, let's spend some time together. We hadn't really spent time together in the last 4 or 5 years. And next thing we know, we're like, invite your friends.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, friends and inviting friends. And we're like, okay, wait a minute. We got something going on here. We got 30 girls, literally, in a 2-bedroom apartment. Yes. And, she was sharing earlier, we needed to have a name. But what we did with those girls, at the time, we were embedding ourselves in their lives. We were teaching them different things. So we would have group topics, different things like that, workshops. We also were teaching them how to give back. We were doing like variety shows with them, and they were able to invite people that they wanted to come. It was giving them an opportunity to express their gifts and their talents.
Okay.
That's what the variety show was about. But they would invite people, and the people ticket would be like items that they can donate. So that's the start of like community outreach.
Wow. 5
years into that, literally heard God say, you're not going to have the girls come to you, but you're going to go to them. So everybody was kind of like, okay, Lord, what does this mean? So he said he was basically turning what we were doing into outreach.
Okay.
And so we began to establish community events all around town. We were literally just trying it out. Like, okay, Lord, is this how you want this to look? How is this supposed to look? But long story short, from there to here, 20 years ago, established like an umbrella of a lot of different things. Because in that 20 years, like we said earlier, the music came. Blackout Church, which is a part of our ministry that came. And then we also have a counseling and a coaching organization that came all under that umbrella. And everybody looking at us like, because it looks like it's just 2 of us. For the most part, it is. And like, how y'all do all of that? Yeah. It really is like God's size assignments. Like we positioned ourselves to just kind of listen to what the Lord is saying. And over the years, we see how he's developed and redeveloped. Even our careers, our personal careers where we, financially bring in, feed our families. He positioned our careers where it will be around what we do, with the community. So we didn't have to worry about like, oh, I gotta clock in and clock out, and I gotta work this 12-hour shift.
Switch this off and turn this brain on.
Yeah. Exactly. So God has even allowed us to just have our own schedules. So
good. That's
and
how
that way So if we need to block this time off so we can go and be over here, we can do it.
That's so good. So who poked to start the rapping?
I think it's weird because I know that God spoke to me and said, try out some rapping. And I thought it was funny in my head because I was used to writing rhymes, but it was more so like nursery rhyme type rhymes, And so I told her, I said, I think God is taking me on a journey to rap. And initially she was like, well, go ahead. Cause she wasn't like, I'm not going to do that.
My future.
Yeah. But then somebody would see us do a rap called the TL3 rap. Truth, love, light, life. These are the things that represent Christ. They would see us do that. That was like an acapella little chant that we would have with the kids. Outreach song.
Their attention.
It's almost like a campfire song, you know? And they said they invited us to a cipher. And they were like, and inboxed her about it. And she was like, "Well, you rap, don't you?" And Tiffany was like, "Not really," but she's like, "Okay, but this is all literally happening around the time I'm writing music and starting to kind of listen to different beats and things like that." And I happened to not be able to make it to the cipher, but Tiffany did, and that kind of sparked her desire and her, God was
couldn't
doing.
understand it.
God had to call her a different way.
Yeah, he
Wow.
called me a different way, and I think I shared with you earlier how I'm the epitome of order my steps.
Yeah.
And so when doors open, I try my best to walk through.
Of course.
And I say I try my best because I don't want to give him any challenges and be like, okay, walk through this one.
Yeah.
But so when I got that inbox, I had to think about it. And I was like, all right, well, I'll try it. We used the Drake beat, God's
Yeah.
Plan, and I didn't listen to Drake. I've been out of secular music for years, so the beat was organic for me. And so I was sitting there writing. I was like, I cannot write this stuff. And my husband is like encouraging me. Yes, you can. Just take your time. You can do it. And, even the person who invited me is like, you can do it. Come on. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try. And so I did finally. I wrote and I turned up for the video shoot. I didn't know anybody on the set. I had never done any type of writing and music before. And I did it. Now, honestly, it was more like sing rap.
Okay. Is it
It
still out there,
wasn't-
the video?
It is still out
I want to
there.
send it to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
We
make
definitely
sure.
will send it to you.
Can I put it
It's
at the
called-
beginning of this interview?
Yes.
All right,
It's
we'll do that.
easy. It's ATLCY4.
Okay.
ATL
ATL
Cipher. So it's
Okay.
CY4. Yes.
Okay.
And that was it. It was God's plan.
Yeah.
It was God's plan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So take me through the music journey, right? The Book of Life 1, 2, and 3. Like, what has the journey been from step by step? And then where is it written from? Is it written from a place of encouragement, a place of brokenness, a place of life experience, or all of that is a melting pot?
I would say it's coming from the Book of Life 1 came from street ministry.
Okay.
The signature song on there is called No Sweat.
Okay.
And the lyrics is, he said, take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. I
Back
stay
in
on
the day.
bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. I got all I need, no sweat, no.
Yeah.
So it's us really kind of talking back to the Lord to say, you're calling us out,
Just tell us what to do,
And
no
just
sweat.
tell us what to do. So no sweat.
Back in the day, we used to say, no sweat.
Yeah.
The coach on the football team say, go out there and you get them. No sweat, coach.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's
Say
where
less
that
now.
came from. Say less is now. Yeah. So you see how the music actually can touch more than just the youthful audience. I mean, we do get where, and I think a lot of Christian hip hop artists go through that. It's like, oh, the youth will love this. Well, wait a minute, you just loved it. You loved it enough to share it with them. So no, you can love it too. So okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so what do you guys want people to get from your music ministry? Like when they listen, what should they be gravitating to?
Life.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
Well, living in full effect, loving in full effect. There's
Oh,
so
I
many
like
different
that.
synonyms for that, just attach your own. Like, a lot of people are like, you guys are ladies in full effect. How do the fellas fit into this? Well, I just showed you. You can live in full effect. You can love in full effect. And you just be in full effect in whatever it is that you do, but bring life. It's about bringing life. And so, like, when you asked about, does it come from a broken place? No, we're here to bring life. We're here to, show. And what do we say with the TL3? That life is one of those words that represents Christ.
Yes.
And so one of the things, I'm looking at your shirt, it says love. One of the things about particularly like the TL3 is not on one of our albums, but it was our first song we recorded, and then it's on YouTube. There's a video on YouTube. And but those particular words, truth, love, light, and life, these are the things that represent Christ. Like Christ is those things.
Absolutely.
And so when you say those things, you're literally saying Christ without saying Christ per se. So if you can take any passage, read any passage, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with God. It might be work or whatever, but when you put the words truth, love, light, and life in that passage, and then you take it and interchange it with the name Christ, that passage begins to describe Christ perfectly.
Yes.
That's just so
That's John 3:16
John-
through 21.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And so that's just so that's supernatural in itself, And so with our music, we like to show those particular words. You'll see those words show up: truth, love, light, and life throughout our albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to speak on the most recent album because it's Book of Life 3, Your Way.
Your way.
We were very intentional with the Your Way.
Yeah.
And so we wanted, but particularly with that album, we wanted to talk more about like we've done things our way, but what does it mean for us to do things God's way, and what is the outcome of when we do things God's way?
Got
And
it.
so even down to like there's a song on there called You Need. And so it's kind of a spin on the hook because it's saying, you know, people will tell you you need all kind of stuff when you come to the Lord. You need a covering. You need, you know, a place to, you know, fellowship. And we're not saying that you don't need those things, but God is not going to X you out if you don't have every little thing according to the world's way of looking at things.
Oh, sure.
And so it's just representative of saying like, Lord, we know what the world is saying that you need in terms of being a believer, but what are you saying that we need? And the bottom line in that song is you need Jesus. Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
absolutely, absolutely. So of the two of you, who's the critic of the music? Like, do you all write a verse and then share it with the other and then say, oh, you know what, give me your honest feedback on this? Or do you deliver it, stamp it, and say, I'm confident this is going to be on the album?
Oh, man. I guess it just depends on which, you know, because that's funny you mentioned that. There's a song called Spontaneous Worship on the album.
Yes.
And I love the song. I do.
Yes.
But when I sent it to her, she just ripped it apart. I was like, dang. She was like, you sound too much like a cheerleader. And I was like, this is not where I was going. But this is not the song being recorded.
Okay.
This is like a voice memo or something where you should give her an idea so she can feed off of it.
Okay.
The beat is a different kind of beat. It's not something that you like. It's one that you have to take some time to figure out how you gonna make it sound. You know, make a rap to it. But then when we get in the studio, it's totally different. But she was being very like critical at the time. I was like, dang, you ain't even heard me in the studio yet.
I just felt like we was gonna be in there.
Just clapping and cheering.
Yes, cheering.
How have you guys been able to navigate the music space in Christian hip hop? Like, what's been your feedback and your? Obviously, we receive you well, right? Because I mean, you're holding down the city of Atlanta for the ladies.
Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's obviously been received well. But how do you feel about the different degrees of Christian rap, Christian hip hop, gospel hip hop that you've seen over the last 20 years?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
Yes.
I know we're definitely learning a lot over the years. Again, this is not an arena that we plan to be in, so we had to learn from the ground up. And then being what some people may say late starters in terms of age, that made somewhat of a difference too. You know, our goal when we began to like put music together was not to go and be amongst the stars, you know, so to speak. It really was just to glorify the Lord and be able to express ourselves too in a fun way, but also, you know, a way where we can bring the word of God. And so navigating it has been one of those places where we never want the music to be what leads us. We genuinely want the Holy Spirit to lead us. If it doesn't make sense, we don't want to do it.
Exactly.
You know,
I understand that. I understand that, and that's basically just saying that we're not going to put on airs for anybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we're ministers first. You know, Pastor T, and I'm Minister Tiffany, Minister Evangelist Tiffany, and so even with our music, you will notice it's a word involved in that. We're not just putting, you know, some rhymes together. It's a strategically planned, your way, Lord, you know, word from the Lord. What does this beat, what is this sound saying to me? And then in a lot of cases, we, you know, like during the pandemic with our Book of Life 2, Abundant Life is the name of that one. And at that time, we were writing during the pandemic. And so we were writing to secular beats at the time. And so, now we were talking about, you know, experimenting with covers and stuff like that. But God had other plans. He was like, you're not putting those songs on. So towards the end of the pandemic, we have our cousin who is also our producer. He's been mainly our producer the first two albums. Yes, his name is Boss Tweed out of Birmingham, Alabama. Gold Rush Media, shout out. But with him, we just told him, we was like, we need beats, and he gave us like 14 beats to choose from. And when I kid you not, supernaturally, all of the songs we had written actually fit on the beats that he had given us. So all of the beats now, and then we do have another cousin. We call him my play cousin. We know that's D-Boy.
Yeah,
and he's out of Birmingham as well.
Okay,
actually, he went to Alabama State. The one, well, he was in the music program there.
Okay,
and he's giving us beats as well. And so, Alabama is hot now, y'all. With the, with the producing and everything. But so he's giving us beats as well, and his beats fit like they. It was just okay. He's like, okay, you got the words. Now here's your beats.
Yeah.
And so it's been a supernatural experience.
So you guys write the songs and then select the beat?
No, we have.
Oh, you have.
That's what happened with the second album, but that was just by happenstance. This time around,
not happenstance.
This time around, God is. People were giving us beats before we could even ask for them.
Oh,
like that. How often does that happen? I mean, I know people are looking for beats, like looking for them, and then of course they can become really costly. But God really showed up for this latest album. Like we weren't like people were emailing us. We made this just for you. Literally. So
ooh, that's favor.
Text messages.
Praise
check
God.
your email. Like we get text messages. Check your email. You go to the email and it's like I wrote this just for. I did this just for y'all. And God
that's
told
favoring,
me to
and
give
it presents a challenge for us.
I mean, you guys run with the right crew. I mean, shout out to Kingdom Coalition. You guys are all just doing an amazing thing in the city of Atlanta, and we were grateful to be brought in just for a little peek into y'all's world. But I mean, it's amazing what you guys are doing. What's some advice that you would give? What's some advice that you would give to a young man sitting on their gift? They know God's called them to do it, but they just feel like everything has to be perfect. We have to have the right team. We have to have the right alignment. It all has to fit.
Finances,
and the finances.
Oh, yes.
What's your advice to someone like that?
It's literally 3 words. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. I know. Put your faith in action. You know, just put your feet to the plow. Don't be afraid.
You're gonna write that down.
Don't feel limited. It literally, like when we've had to just do it for the last 20 years. It literally has been like you get an idea or you get a thought and it's just like, well, do I sit on this or do I just go ahead and try it out? You know, think about the worst that can happen, and once you realize that the worst can happen is just nothing. Like no, I mean like people just may not be as in tune. Right. It's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be. Once you get past the worst that can happen, you'll realize just doing it will allow you to just kind of soar and explore.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
That's good. Soar and explore.
Soar and explore. And, with us, first being sisters and then, of course, doing ministry together, if one of us had an idea, we don't shoot that person's idea down just because we don't have the vision. I was like, if God gave something to her, for that she could see happen in life, okay, he gave it to her. But then that's when he gave it to her, he gave her the idea. And with the idea, he wants us to bring it to life. And that's using our gifts. So I would say if you have gifts that you're sitting on, it's time to bring it to life. Do not leave this earth without knowing the fullness of who he created you to be.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about in health and wealth and your finances and your ministry and your gifts, everything. Know the fullness of who he created you to be. The best you that you can be.
Yeah.
Don't let it pass you by. This opportunity is like, they think, amusement parks are thrills and things like that. Let life be the thrill.
Yes.
I want to speak, if possible, just directly to young ladies.
Okay.
Because a lot of people do think in that camera right there. Okay. A lot of people, there's a little bit of challenge when it comes to women in Christian hip hop. It can be in music in general. Women can, of course, be put in a place where their looks precede their talent or their gifts. Women can also be like men. Y'all have like a nice little brotherhood sometimes. So sometimes men will like they'll look, and this is not anything like condescending, but they'll look at the women like, y'all good, but we over here, we brothers, you know, which is cool. But so sometimes for us in certain arenas, we're a little outnumbered, you know. And I just want to encourage the young lady who may be wanting to, you know, try it out. Get you a good, you know, support system. I thank God that we are sisters, you know, that's our support system. And then we have, of course, additional people, but get a good support system and don't allow anything or anyone that try to tell you that you can't do something or to wait or, you know, don't allow those things to stop you. And if you feel like there is any group of people that's making you feel uncomfortable, shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving.
Yes. I love that. I love that. So my last question for you guys is to just ask the question of how do you balance all of this? I mean, ministry, music, family, being asked to do interviews, shows. How do you balance all of it?
With a good schedule.
Yeah.
On your iPhone, we sync our schedules, and sometimes I don't even know what we're doing until like the day before or the night of. But I think balance comes with how you present your day in the beginning. You know, because one of the things that when you were counting all those things, one of the things that takes priority is spending time with the Lord. Oh yeah, yeah. And so I think that is the thing that kind of sets the tone for the day, the week, and the month, you know? Sure. We do try to slow down around this time of year. Yeah. We try. Best time for everybody to slow down. Yes. And regroup ourselves and plan for the next year. But I also think that we do have a level of energy that is amazing. Sometimes I surprise myself. Unmatched. Yeah. When I was at the Kingdom Knife Lights Award, I was like, what is this energy? Because my wife and I were looking at each other like, we got to get home and get the babysitter. And y'all are just like, and we were already like slumped down in our chairs. And then when you all came out, we were just like, this jolt of energy. We had to get up. Yeah. And we kind of have kindred spirits in that way. So being that we are, you know, team players, man. Let's get up and go. Yeah.
Now, I have to say, though, because I have a family of 4. Okay. And so, my husband and I married 17 and a half years. Oh, congratulations. Yeah. So I have a great leadership, you know, and he helps me make room for my gifts. You know, he's there. First of all, he works from home. So that definitely helps because that's God making room for our gifts. That's a part of it. And so, and then my daughter's 15. So, she's at that age. She can help out. Yeah, she can help out. But, you know, it is, like you said, where I have to share my life. I can't take every weekend for myself or even for Ladies in Full Effect. I have to make sure that she has time to go and do what she wants to do as a teenage girl and as a growing, you know, human being, and my son as well, and then my husband, you know, but he's gracious enough. He doesn't mind. He'll stay home with the kids. Now, you know, people all used to ask about our husbands because, you know, we're all over the place. We can't take our husbands everywhere we go. They'd be sitting there like, why am I here? Yeah. They're not even, you know, interested in me per se. So, but he's gracious enough that, you know, and he makes sure that I have everything that I need. He's the one who keeps my hair straight. That's the one who cuts my hair. Oh, he does a good job. Thank you. The lineup is fresh. Appreciate it. And, you know, he makes sure that we have, you know, the items we need, you know, even when I became a Christian life coach, my Christmas gifts became things like laptops and business suits and, you know, things. So he supports me in various ways, and that's what helps with my scheduling. That's so good. That's so good. So you mentioned next year. Yes. What is on tap for next year? What do you guys have planned? What do you want to see God do next year?
I know that you know, for when we release albums, we don't stop there and then just go on to the next thing. We really want to take our time to work the album. You know, work the album. And so next year is going to be working the album, creating visuals, creating content that can share what the lyrics mean and different things like that, like seeing that all the way through. Also, one of the things we didn't really talk about is behind the scenes, God has us helping other people in terms of their ministries. I saw that. On the website. Yeah, and so we don't always have to be in place to do everything, so to speak. Rather, having people in place that we can call and have support. Like, for example, when we do workshops and things like that, we don't have to be the one presenting a workshop. We have brothers and sisters in Christ that are just waiting on a moment or a time to be able to allow God to use them. And so I know next year is going to be full of us being able to help other people grow in their ministries. And that's just expanding the gospel, I think, in a major way.
Yeah, and we like to do maybe 2, maybe 3 of our own personal events through, through Ladies in Full Effect as the outreach. We always like to provide avenues for people to do their ministry. So, we have workshops, like she said. We have community events. We're actually gearing up to do some Feed the Hungry type of thing, getting some food for these people because, we don't want people to feel so dependent on what's happening today.
Right.
With the food stamp situation and stuff like that, the way people are turning up for this. Come on now. I mean, there's food out there, and we're gonna be all right, people. But we just want to make sure they know that they're gonna be okay in the Lord, that God is our provider, and so we still we still do our outreach.
That's so good. That's so good. Well, ladies, tell everybody how they can find you, how they can support you. What is it they can do to support the merch site, the website, everything they can do?
For our music, bookoflifemusic.com. That's the best place to go. You can stream. You can get access to download the music. You can learn a little bit more about us on that website. And then for the outreach, ladiesinfulleffect.org. You'll learn a little bit about our history. You'll be able to watch some videos of some of the outreach events that we've had, and then you'll be able to reach out to us if you want to bring some of what we do to your area.
Okay.
We love serving other churches and other ministries, y'all. We
can bring Blackout Church to ministries.
Okay. And what about the social media handles?
At Ladies in Full Effect INC.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you go to Ladies in Full Effect without the INC, you're going to catch a motorcycle club.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Shout out to the motorcycle club in Florida.
Okay.
With the same name. But so there, and then if you want to check out Blackout Church, Blackout_church on Instagram. We're on Instagram and Facebook. We don't really do, and YouTube. We don't do much more than those 3.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for
you.
sitting down and talking with me. This has been a blessing. This has been amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Trackstarz has been a supporter of you guys for as long as you need us to. I can remember going back and looking at music submissions and seeing your names and like, what is this? And then I pull up the visuals. I pull up the visuals, and your visuals are amazing. So you guys are doing a wonderful, lovely job. Thank you for the city.
God.
Thank you so much for the outreach. Thank you so much for the people that you're touching, the lives that you're ministering to, and just know that it doesn't go unnoticed by your brothers in Christ. We are 100% behind you guys.
That means a lot. What you just said.
That does mean a whole lot. We appreciate
more than
that.
you probably.
And you guys are welcome at Trackstarz whenever you guys want to come back, be guest hosts with us.
Hey,
we'll set that up. I will reach out to your manager and we will set that up.
Okay.
We come back in late January, but all the next year is wide open for you.
Sounds great.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Well, you heard it first. The Ladies in Full Effect. This is the Trackstarz Independent Artist Spotlight. Make sure you go out, like, subscribe, follow what they're doing on social media. Go to the website, pick up the merch, look at all the wonderful things they're doing, and always connect with them on social media. But then go check out the Book of Life 3. Your Way, the Book of Life 3 is out everywhere, digital media, where books are sold, where music's sold, and you can stream it, you can purchase it, and just continue to support the ministry. You're in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Santana, and DJ Jeremiah. Lego.
Trackstarz too hype. Okay. In the artist spotlight. Okay. Making sure you shine bright. Okay. Ryan Righteous, that's right. Okay. Trackstarz too hype. Okay.